Hello crafters, this is Gareth from G's Creations and welcome to my first video as a design team member for Maymay Made It Stamps. This is the stamp set I'm going to be using today. It is a photopolymer stamp set and it consists of 8 sentiments, as well as 9 images that you can use on your stamps as well. Now, most of you know that I'm a big fan of Maymay Made It Stamps. I've been using them for probably about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years now, and I'm a big fan of them. So I was over the moon when I was asked to be on the team. Maymay has a Stamp of the Month club set up, and it's $11.99 US for USA residents and $13.49 for overseas, so international customers like myself. So I will put a pound conversion, approximate conversion, on the screen for that part. So today we are going to be using the Define Emotion set. All the links for Amy's stamp sets, Maymay Made It stamp sets, will be below, and obviously her YouTube and so forth, so look out for that below. I'm going to be using quite a number of different things because I'm going to be using these stamp sets not on a card as you may traditionally think, but I'm going to be using them as a home decor piece. So we are going to be making a Christmas ornament using an image that I printed on some canvas. This is the canvas that I've got. It's the inkjet art paper, and it's 5 sheets of A4, and I'm going to be printing another image to put onto a canvas. So these are the canvases I've got. Now these were in my local second-hand shop and I didn't like the image that was on them, so I've torn that off and I thought this is a good foundation for something else. Here's one that I made earlier in true Blue Beta style. Here's a vintage Father Christmas canvas that I've done previously. I'm going to do one with you on video now, and I used the dream definition. Where it's a dream, a strongly desired goal or purpose. And who doesn't dream of Father Christmas? And I've just used different glitters to make him sparkle. I hope that shows well up on screen because I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. So we're going to be making another one of these today. I got the images from these 2 DVDs that I got off the internet. Now you can, if you don't have these, you can go onto the internet and do free downloadables or public domain printables. So I'm going to go and print off another image onto the canvas. I will just let you know how I've done that. It's just I'm going to choose a picture, save it onto my computer, and then print it directly onto the canvas, and then we'll come back and we'll do the canvas together. This one, as you can see, I've already printed out and cut to size. These I'm going to turn into some memo holders, but we'll talk about those a bit later on. So I'll go down and I shall get this printed off from the paper and we'll come straight back. Okay, I found an image I liked. Going down the vintage kind of route this season, this year's Christmas. And so I chose this one, and I was thinking of using the Joy stamp. So I'm going to use the Joy stamp, and I'm going to be using jet black stays on, because obviously I want this to last for many years to come. So I'm going to use the Joy. Or do I want to use the Thankful or the Love or Happy? I've got the Dream one already. No, I think Joy, because they resemble what do you call them, cherubs, angels, so I'm going to use them. Right, so using the Joy stamp from the Define Definition stamp set, and I'm going to put it as straight as I can underneath these 2 cherubs. Give that a quick wipe with a wet one. The quality of these stamp sets is, in many cases, compared to some of the other ones I've had that I've bought, it is amazing. And I've said that from day one, so I'm not just saying that for the video. Right, so it's got this thing on the back, so I need that. I've got to make sure that's the top. And I'm going to adhere this onto this particular canvas hasn't got an adhesive on the back, so I'm going to be using good old-fashioned Mod Podge. So I'm going to put some Mod Podge onto the frame, or the canvas if you like. Use one of my foam sponges. Don't waste the excess, put that back in the tub. Hate getting glue on myself. Okay. Right, yep, that's still the top. Fantastic. And I'm going to centralize this as best I can. I'm going to that looks about straight. So I'm going to let that dry, and the next time you'll see it, it will be trimmed to size. So I'm going to go and put this to dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, while that's drying, we'll get on with the Father Christmas ornament. Now I'm going to cut this burlap slightly larger than I need it to be, and I don't mind that it's kind of messy because I'm going for the rustic kind of vintage look. So I'm just roughly going to cut around it. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to adhere this canvas portion to the burlap using hot glue. So using my hot glue, I'm just going to put a bead of hot glue around the edge of the printout. And adhere that to the burlap. Be careful because with burlap and hot glue it does seep through. I've got this on the low setting. I want it to fray a bit, so I'm more than happy for it to do that. So I'm going to continue to do that. Almost all the way round, as I'll need somewhere open so I can fill it. And you may laugh at what I'm going to fill it with, because I'm going to be using some socks that were bought for me last Christmas that I've never worn. You could use old socks if you chose to, just another good way of upcycling. So I'm going to be using an old sock to stuff it. You could use cotton wool, you could use plastic bags, you could use some that cushion poly filler stuff that you can buy. And as you can see there, the glue cooled down too much there, so let's try that again. And that was just one half of the pair of socks. So I'm going to get rid of that string and seal this Christmas decoration shut. what I should have done is I should have stamped my sentiment on before I started to create this. So there's a mistake for you. I should have stamped it beforehand. I'm going to use the happy stamp from the set, and I'm going to attempt to get it on here as neatly as possible. I should have done this beforehand. Yeah, look, see. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open it up if I can. I'm not going to edit this out. I think it's always good to show mistakes. Right, I've taken that out. It's now flat, and I'm going to try again and try and get it in exactly the same place. There we go. Now that's not a fault on the stamp or anything like that, or the ink. That's my mistake, but I'll give you the general idea. So if you do make one of these, make sure you stamp your sentiment before you glue your pieces together. Such a rookie mistake. I do apologize. But I think it's good to show mistakes in videos because they do happen. So there's that one, and you can still see the happy, but it's not as neat as I would like it to be. I'm going to attach some twine, and then that will be ready to go on the Christmas tree this year. So on to the next project. Okay, this next item is a piece of home decor. These are wooden blocks that I got from B&M. There's the packaging, $1.99, and I'm going to turn them into memo holders or photo holders. Now you could, if you wanted, you could paint over these and change both sides, but I'm going to leave this because I still quite like what it says on one side. But this on the other side, I'm going to use the stamps. Now I've already done the love, so the next one I'm going to do is hope. So back on with the stays on, and I'm using my board to line up, try and get these centered, make sure I get a good inkage. There we go. Shall clean that off in a second. And the third one I'm going to use is Joy. Again, and then using my little drill that some of you may have seen in a previous video, I'm going to drill a hole in the top, as I have this one, and these little memo holders, which will be available in my store. They have been ordered and are on their way. A link to my store will be below, as well as all Maymay Made It information. So pop that in there. Now you could glue these in if you want, but as long as you go down far enough, you shouldn't have any need. And then you can use them for memos and photos, and you can either have it the way they came, that way, or as I'm going to have it, I'm going to have them displayed using the Maymay Made It Stamp sets sentiments. So that's those. So another really quick and easy alteration to some home goods. I'm going to go and check the canvas and see how far that's going in regards to drying, and if it's dry we'll come straight back. Okay, as you can see, I'm just cutting the canvas flush with the frame. just using my Tim Holtz shears, the large ones. Make sure it's neat. Now, using vintage photo distress ink, I'm going to distress the edge to give it that vintage feel, and of course the inking of the edge does just it uniforms the edges basically. Let's get rid of you, don't want you there. As I did with the Santa Claus, I'm going to use some glitter glue. Now that could be anything you have, whether it be stickles or just plain old glitter glue. I've got some blue glitter glue that I want to use, and that's the stickles, because I've got this blue here that I want to kind of highlight. And I use a fan brush just to fan it outwards. And I've got some clear that I want to use. It's iridescent. I'm going to use that on some of their clothes and on the clouds. And because I use the stays on, I can go over this and it doesn't smudge. I'm even going to mix this in with the blue as well to give it that kind of cloud feeling. And on each of these tips I'm going to put a dab of the gold. I think my glue got clogged up. Let's give it unclogging. Using that same fan brush, I'm just going to fan it downwards. I missed one. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. It'll probably show up better once I bring it towards the camera or in pictures. But I'm just highlighting these points at the moment, giving them some definition. So I'm just going to bring it to the camera and hope it shows up. Forgot one just there. I'm literally just dragging the glitter glue downwards. So there you have it. There are here's a multitude of ways in which you can use Maymay Made It stamps, not necessarily on cards, but you can use them to decorate your home too. Thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in my next DT project video, which will be next month, probably the first Tuesday of next month. And thank you for joining me, like I said, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now.